bought ones, huh?
Oh yeah, totally. Yep, absolutely. I think the key difference is that theirs are they're not generated. They're actually, I think they do their are
Custom.
one of ones. You know.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, that's Genghis Khan's chest piece. I think that sword is a Japanese samurai sword, and I think the hat is like Queen Elizabeth or something like that. Each piece is handcrafted and researched.
I love it.
Good.
But you have a generative part of yours?
Oh yeah. These are purely, yep, all of it's generative. So actually the artist that created all the traits, she's based out of Ukraine. So it's been a crazy couple months for us. But basically we're done. Like we're on the tail end of it now, and we're just kind of wrapping up the art and kind of making small adjustments and stuff. But we basically have it done. I think we have around 180 individual traits, which is like more than Bored Ape Yacht Club, for example. And we're planning on we're doing a much smaller collection too, so it should have like crazy variety in it. But yeah, I'm doing all the generation and stuff myself, and I'm also doing the smart contract and the DApp too myself.
That's cool. Yeah. How do I want to get my hands on one?
Yeah, that's a great question. First, join our Discord, get whitelisted. No, kidding, but it's kind of true. So I'm thinking we'll probably start whitelisting in maybe 2 or 3 weeks, and I'm looking at minting in maybe 1 to 2 months from now. I want to try to build up a pretty big community before we actually go forward with the mint, especially with how weak NFT sales are right now. But I got you on the list. I'm also dropping a new Doge Generals release probably in 1 or 2 weeks. I just actually got on Foundation, so I'm going to be doing a Foundation drop there.
Trilock, have you seen the new Doge Generals website yet?
No, I haven't.
Let me link that. Thank you for that layup there, or alley-oop, I suppose. I'll get the right sports reference there. Let me see. There we go. I just linked to it in the spaces, so it should pop up in a second. But it's a pretty cool website. My recommendation is open it on PC and then turn on the sound on the top right. It's definitely worth a listen. It's one of those sites that's designed to tie the animation to the scroll on your computer.
Yeah, it's really well done. It's quite the experience.
That's what I like to hear.
I also like how the website flows like side to side.
Yeah, dude.
Up down. It's a cool experience.
Right. Yeah, and then on the top right, there's the 3D gallery or 3D museum as well, which is embedded in the site too. So that's another thing I think it's better on PC, but you can also do it like even in VR. But you can see the Doge Generals Museum through the website, which is pretty dope.
Okay, so it's not very Mac friendly.
I think Mac could potentially run into issues. Is the gallery not loading for you?
No, it's like really laggy.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, there might be an issue with Macs on that. Is the normal site loading okay for you?
Yeah,
this is cool.
Yeah, the rest of the site's great. It was just the 3D museum, but it could also just be like I have a newer MacBook Air, but it's a MacBook Air, right? It's not like spec'd out.
Got it. You might need a good video card to render all of that, because it's like we'll start rendering everything at once, which is pretty wild to think about.
Probably.
Yeah, let's just give it a couple minutes. Everybody, make sure you retweet our spaces here. Let's amplify our voice. And I'll join as Doge Generals too. And I can easily link to myself. Let me get in there.
I want to bring up Ye if I can, if he even wants to. Um, he, actually, he or she is going to Miami Ultra this weekend and wanted to do like some fun Doge activations too. So they bought a Doge flag that they're gonna take around with them and start like dog pilling people that way. I think what we'd like to do is like help put together a giveaway too, so that when he's dog pilling people, they can, I don't know, like take pictures of the Doge flag and tag own the Doge or some sort of hashtag, and then we'll just do like a raffle where someone wins some dog. Let me see. I'm gonna just bring them up, and hey, if you don't want to, if you don't want to come up to talk, that's fine. But I wanted to like, I wanted to hear what you got going on for the weekend.
Oh, what up?
Hey, what's going on, man?
What's going on? Yeah, I mean, so I didn't have any good inspiration for like the festival vibe until, of course, last minute. So I like messaged in the Discord and I was like, does anyone have any ideas for this? It's really last minute. And then some people started responding to some different things. And then I was like, shit, I wonder if I can get a flag delivered like last minute. And I got one. So yeah, I don't know. I don't have anything like crazy planned, but I'm definitely gonna have it with me for at least like one day. I'm sure people will come up and say something and just kind of, I don't know, see what happens. It'll be funny. It'll be a good conversation starter, like all this stuff is.
It normally, right? It's like the best icebreaker I found, especially when we were carrying all this stuff with us in East Denver. It's like the easiest icebreaker.
Yeah, literally. That's why it's like funny that it's still not as widespread because it's like perfect, literally.
Yeah, yeah. I guess what the probably the only thing like missing from the flag is like, I don't know, put like drawing the Doge NFT on it or something, or dog or whatnot. But if I mean, I would think if anyone wanted to spend the next minute like talking about it, then yeah, it could be really cool. And I think like Chakarado was working with you on having some sort of like activation that way to like win some dog.
Yeah, I don't know the details of it, and it was kind of we were just vaguely kind of like going back and forth about it. So I'm not sure what it's going to end up being, but yeah, some sort of like take a picture and get entered into this, I think.
Yeah, that could be cool. Yeah, so I mean, if anybody's going to Ultra in Miami, you'll find the guy with the Doge flag and come up to him. Talk,
The funniest thing I think about it is that I feel like there's gonna be someone else with the flag. I don't know. I
probably.
just feel like it, yeah.
Well, then they'll probably be the easiest person to understand about dog and why it's backed.
Exactly.
I guess the only other thing, right, is like a festival like that is I guess the only other thing you could do is like some gigantic totem, which would have been funny. Although that I feel like that may be more probable.
Yeah, there's actually a what's it called? Like a pool float. There's a Doge pool float on Amazon. And I was looking at it and I was like, dang, this is that. But I was like, I don't want to spend the money and blow it up and then it just like goes away. But
Yeah,
yeah.
true. I mean, I know this was like super last second, but I guess it just shows like if you're part of the community and you're gonna like go somewhere cool, somewhere fun, that like the Doge can totally like fit in there and talk with like a wide variety of people. Like if you just give us like at least a little bit of heads up, like we can definitely like formulate what we can get you to do there, and and we'd be happy to like help. Like if you want to go like pretty crazy, we can either like send some things to you, like some stickers or like anything else that maybe like low float, or if you just like buy something, you're like, okay, like that float, right? If you thought that float was going to be uh awesome to do, like we can like we have our bark tank council like look it over and see if we want to like reimburse it. And for the most part, like our biggest rule is that if it's fun, like we're gonna like that's more than half the battle. So if it's fun and we think it's like something that could be like totally fun to document and get like other people just like talking about it. Um, yeah, like I feel like we're always looking at things like that. So yeah, thanks for just even asking us, and yeah, it should be fun, and hopefully we can get some pictures out of it and show continue letting Doge go around the world.
Yeah, I've got just one last thing, and then I'm gonna go eat some lunch. But I'm down here in Miami, so there's a bunch of like crypto stuff going on. So I'll definitely keep everything in mind for like the upcoming ones, and yeah, would be happy to bring stuff around.
Awesome. Well, you know that's where the Doge McLaren like lives. Its
Oh,
home
that's
base is in
awesome.
Miami, so
That's awesome.
you might have a chance to like see it probably plenty of times if like maybe even like Bitcoin Miami too next month. Is that next month? Yeah. Yeah, you might see it down there. Yeah, so it's I think you definitely have a lot of choices, and then yeah, if we wanted to do something a little bit more official, and you're down and you live in Miami, like that'd be like a great way to meet up and maybe do something a little bit bigger. Thanks for joining, man. Enjoy your lunch. See you around.
Thank you.
Trying to bring up Paco and Doge Ninja. Are you guys getting my invite? Guess they couldn't tell me.
You can communicate via emoji. Do the thumbs up if you got it, or the
Oh,
peace
true.
symbol. Peace symbol if you didn't get it. Clap if you got it. You're just being shy. Ooh, I see we got Jessica Manor here. She's a phenomenal historical podcaster. The
Oh,
Body Count
hello.
Pod. Yep.
Hello. Yeah, I also just to preface this call too is sadly we don't have a POAP for the second week in a row. The it's been pretty hard to get them to approve it in time. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. It's it's a shame. We put in the events like pretty pretty early ahead of time. We also are like fast tracked as like early issuers to get them, and I don't know if it's something to do with their curation body, like if it's been like shuffled or not, because when it started we were getting them like within a couple hours, and now it's been like days. So I don't know. I'm sorry. Hopefully next week we can pick those back up. Maybe if there's like a step we're missing, but no POAPs today. All right. Well, Doge King, Doge Generals, Dean of Doge Academy, man of many names. What do we have on the agenda today?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to be discussing, I'll give you guys a quick update on my foundation launch in Doge Academy as well. And then we're going to be discussing NFT LA, which I'm super pumped for. And I'm really highly encouraging people, if you guys are going to be in LA next week, reach out and let's get aligned on the plan. I'm thinking this is a huge opportunity for our organization to, dog pill some new people and also, show everyone how awesome our community is. So super excited for that. And then we're also going to be discussing some cool updates on Layer3 Bounties, which I think is a great way to make some pocket money on the side and also have fun while doing it. And then we're going to have some logistics and operational updates around the group too. So super excited for that. I'll get started. So let's see if did I drop it as a tweet? Let's see. Did I pin that? There we go. Yup. So first one is Doge Generals. I was lucky enough to get an invitation to Foundation, which was quite a challenge. It's very hard to get on that platform. And we're going to be dropping a collection of around 15 one-on-one NFTs there, probably in the next week or two. So if anyone's on that platform and could go in there and give me a like or a follow, I'd super appreciate it because I'm going to try to build that out a little bit there. And then we also dropped a really dope website too. So it's kind of still, I would say, in beta. We just actually got it up and running. So if you guys go and check it out, feel free to share any feedback. I think it works a lot better on PC than on like a phone or on a Mac, but any feedback would be appreciated. And also make sure you turn on the sound because there's some pretty cool Japanese tunes there as well. The other update is pretty interesting. So I'm on the account of Dean of the Doge Academy for the Doge Academy. And this is just a passion project of mine. I'm super interested in kind of learning, development, and the connection between teaching and learning. I think a lot of people have a lot of valuable information to share, but they might not just have a platform for it. So I want to try to create a space where people can get rewarded and enjoy themselves and also learn a bunch of new cool stuff. So this is kind of my umbrella group. We're going to be dropping a generative NFT. That's my profile picture. In probably about 2 months, we want to build up the community before we actually go to mint. But I'd be really honored to have any of you guys hop in, either follow us on Twitter or join our Discord. I think we're going to have a ton of fun. Some of the upcoming spaces we're planning on hosting are going to be around like resume workshops and LinkedIn workshops, which isn't super sexy, but I think it can have a huge impact on people's lives. I actually helped one of the members of the dog community get a job in a Web3 project, and I just found that out last night. So that's super rewarding. And we're also going to be doing kind of a current events weekly spaces, actually with Jessica Manor here. And then we're going to continue doing our history spaces every Sunday. And currently we're talking about the JFK assassination and the conspiracy around it, which is a whole lot of fun. And I'm thinking over time, I want to try to, meld our groups as closely together as we can. So we're having the expert memester, Paco the Bozo. He's going to be hosting an event with us where he talks about the history of the Doge meme and the Doge NFT as well. So if you guys have any ideas on collaborations or anything like that, or if you're just interested in this subject, feel free to reach out. We're growing quick, so I think this is the time to get on the train. Her, cleaned up her resume, helped get her on the right track. I think a lot of times people just need that kind of confidence boost too, like to make sure that they're on the right track and they can do this. And about 2 or 3 weeks after I had that coaching session, her mom reached out and shared that her daughter had gotten a job and was now working at a Web3 place in Australia. So she was super pumped for that. And now the more recent one, he got a job at MakerDAO, and he sees it as a huge opportunity, and it's kind of his foot in the door, and he's trying to do a career transition between kind of more traditional marketing and Web3. So that's just super rewarding for me because, it's like I can take the skills that I've developed over the years and really help impact someone's life in a positive way. And I feel like that's kind of my philosophy around Doge and why I enjoy the Doge NFT community so much. So it's super fun to spread that passion and help people out.
Yeah, that's awesome. And MakerDAO is like a giant too. So that's like such a good, I feel like a good way to get into Web3 is to kind of work that way. And yeah, I mean that's really, I think we just really appreciate you being part of the community too. Like I think these are definitely the values we want to continue like perpetuating, and you're just a really good example of like what a really awesome community member looks like. So appreciate it. Thanks again for tagging along with us and just spreading the good vibes that that Doge does. So yeah, I would love to make sure that we can continue having like a pretty strong partnership between you know, Dog and the Doge Academy, because obviously like um, the values align. And I think what you were even saying was other ways that you can bring in our community is like having like access. What so it was like access for VIPs and what else like grant?
Absolutely.
Yeah, tell me more about that.
Absolutely. Yeah, so for the Doge Academy, one idea I had, and like anybody listening in, if you want to provide feedback, I'd appreciate that too. I think it's important that the community has a voice in all this. But one idea was like access for very important puppers to get maybe free access to the classes and resume workshops and that type of stuff, like much more hands-on assistance and help. And another idea, so we're gonna my kind of like meta idea is I want to try to reward creators in this space that are creating this really cool educational content, but maybe not getting rewarded through traditional mechanisms, like let's say through YouTube ads, for example. So I want to try to provide grants to these Doge professors. And one idea I had for that would be providing it in Dog. Like one thing I'm running right now is I'm running a giveaway. And I'm actually kind of promoting the fact that, hey, we're going to be doing this giveaway and it's going to end with $100 in Dog. And then that kind of gives me an easy segue into sharing what is Dog? Like, why is this a cool community? Why is this awesome? And I feel like there's a lot of synergy there. And then finally, I think, you know, kind of the crux of my program, at least on the front end, is going to be around hosting a lot of Twitter spaces and trying to spread the word to new people instead of like kind of reinforcing it with existing community members. And one thing could be we really just go hard on cross promotion during these events. So I think that would be kind of mutually beneficial plan there too. So those are the things that I'm kind of thinking through. So if anyone had any feedback or ideas, feel free to share. I love hearing from you guys.
Yeah, like the immediate thing that I can think of is, are you familiar with Rug Radio at all?
Is it it's a spaces that's consistently on? Is that
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, they basically, I mean, they have an NFT collection, and then they have like a weekly schedule of like a bunch of shows that are hosted
Oh,
by different people that cover different topics. And I think like the goal is to almost have Rug Radio playing like some sort of segment playing like 24/7.
dude, that's
So
cool.
yeah, so I mean, it immediately makes me think like, okay, this is like such a cool thing now that like we have Twitter Spaces, is to have like a lot more events that could be geared towards that, right? And yeah, that's like the immediate thing I was thinking of, and that's like a I would say a pretty big success at the moment, and people seem to really enjoy them, especially like what a lot of people do, right, is when you're working or anything, like you put on a podcast. I think a lot of people now are putting on Twitter Spaces because I think it's more close to home. And, if you're
Yeah,
part of a community that you're like actively involved in. um I don't know, maybe it's like the new iteration of podcasts, which is
yeah,
I didn't even think about it until now. But yeah, if that's it just seems like if that's kind of like how things are progressing, then that model for Doge Academy could be really fun. Is to have like these um, like a bunch of different shows that maybe like their own spaces, right? Like the person's kind of like even developing their own brand, but it's like slapped on with like a Doge Academy. So it's like franchised talk shows or
totally.
something. I don't know.
No, absolutely. That's
Or
a
classes.
wonderful idea. I
Yeah.
love that, and I think that would be really cool because then it would be a true academy at that point. So I love that
Yes,
idea.
that's true. That's true. Maybe that's the end game.
Yeah, totally. All right. And then another super exciting thing that's coming up is going to be NFTLA. And just quick reminder, make sure you guys have retweeted the space to amplify our voice here. But so NFTLA is going to be kicking off next week. And we actually have Julia Love here from Doge McLaren as a speaker to kind of help us discuss this. And one of the things I'm super excited about is that this is a truly community driven and organized and executed event from people from all over the country. And they're going to be visiting NFTLA and kind of representing Own the Doge, which is super cool. And we're planning a few different really nice activations. So first, if you're based out of LA, or if you're going to be traveling to NFT LA for the events, make sure you shoot either me or Doge General, which is also me, a DM, or Doge Ninja here. I see him. He's going to be repping as well. Shoot us a DM and just let us know, and we can kind of coordinate on everything. But at a high level, I'll just give you a rundown of some of the things I'm most excited about, and then we can bring on Julia to kind of discuss. I'd really like to talk to her about her philosophy of Doge and stuff. But anyways, we're going to be starting off on Tuesday at 3 p.m. with a dog adoption party at one of our members' homes. Actually, it's going to be a pretty cool house party. The dog rescue is called Start Rescue, and previously our community had donated $250,000 to them. So we have a track record with them. They know us, we know them. They're an awesome group, and we're going to be trying to raise charity funds for them, and we're going to also be offering really fun perks to anyone who actually adopts a dog at the event, which is super exciting to me. The charity funds would be going to one of their dogs needs a surgery, so that's what we're going to be helping them out with. And then next, we're also going to have the Doge McLaren there, which is super exciting. And let me see. Let's see if I can get a good retweet or something from Julia to just so you guys can visualize it. I'll pin that in a second. Or maybe Paco, if you could grab a cool image of the Doge McLaren or that really cool Doge McLaren video we did in Denver and just pin it for everyone to see. That would be really cool. So at the house party for Own the Doge, we're going to be also taking pictures with the car, and you can actually get a ride if you get one of the experience packages, which is pretty exciting. I've actually never been in a supercar before. I don't even know if I've actually been close to a supercar before. So I'm personally super excited about that. And we're going to be posting the tickets and stuff on Twitter as well. And if you're in the Discord, just hit us up and let us know that you'll be there, and we'll make sure that you get in for free too. We want to make sure everyone in our community can enjoy this for no expense. Julia, let's see. Yep, your speaker. So I'd like to kind of hear from you a little bit about, like, from your perspective, like, what was your favorite things from ETH Denver about our kind of collab there? And then I'd also be just kind of curious about your perspective and of your philosophy of Doge and kind of what you think about that. I always enjoy hearing your perspective on that. So.
Thank you so much. 2 seconds. I'm putting on my shoes, but yes, I will be. So
No problem.
Thinking about ETH Denver, yeah, it was such a good time. It was like, I felt like the conference was great. There was so much wonderful education, so many wonderful groups, but it needed something to kind of shake it up a little bit. And I really feel like the dog community and the Doge McLaren did that beautifully. Like, Meow Wolf was great the first night. I had so much fun inviting. I mean, I accidentally bring a crew with me just about everywhere I go, but it was neat exposing new people to kind of what Doge means. And seeing the light bulb come on that it's not really about, so much of the crypto community, it's just about like gains or appreciating value. Whereas our saying community, rather than being like truly caring about one another and having fun with one another. And I think it was neat to show so many people that that's what we're about, and the importance of it, and that there's high value in that as well.
Totally. And that's funny because it really aligns with how I got interested in Own the Doge and the Doge NFT too. I think a lot of us probably came from, first, there's probably quite a few people that were familiar with Doge the meme and then Dogecoin. And then, people that are interested in more than that, beyond just the crypto kind of coin community portion of it, really found a home here. And that's how welcomed I felt. So I'm definitely aligned with you on that. How did you kind of get interested in the Doge NFT? And could you tell us anything about that? Like, what your thoughts are on the community and how you kind of got interested in that?
Oh yeah. Are you talking about like what first? Yeah, I'm good. I'll see you later. What first brought me into Doge? Or
yeah, totally.
Oh, it's fun. I've actually been asked this a couple times in the last 12 hours, and it's so interesting saying it because it's kind of like one of those times in your life where I feel like everything changes. which sounds silly, but you're just not the same after. It was in 2018 was when I guess I was a dork and missed out on like the original Doge meme when it was out early, and when Dogecoin came out in 2014. I did a lot of backpacking and wasn't on the internet much. But in 2018, I was up really late one night, and just like my brother and I were messing around, and I saw it, and I was just like, oh man, what if money looked like this? Like, it just kind of changed my whole perspective of what was possible, especially since I was into software engineering and economics was my major. So I could see that, like, you know, this could actually work, could change the way people think. And maybe life could be a lot more fun for everyone. And that's when I became like very passionate about it. And it was funny because I wasn't really a part of any online community, so I was passionate about it by myself and just. And it wasn't until like late 2019, early 2020 that I started meeting other people who were really into Doge as well. And reaching out to the community. I had a writer, Jeff Wilser, who connected me with a few of like the original Doges. And at that point, I was just sold. And for me, it's never really been about gains or money. And to be honest, when I got into it, I mean, I was down for years. I just was excited about it. And what resonated with me with the dog community was I got really... there was some toxicity when the price skyrocketed because everyone forgot about like the Doge consciousness of it. Like that's such an important part to me. And what I loved about the dog community, and I still love it, like every time we chat and talk about fun things, is you guys are, that's what you're about. You know, y'all are helpful with one another. This is possibly one of my favorite events that I've been to that's a crypto event, mainly because like we all collaborated and did it together. We didn't hire out some like company to build this all. Like we worked really hard for a couple of months to put up this neat event for the community. And I think that's just something really special when people contribute their true value, their true time, their skills, their superpowers to the world, and we build something together. And I think that's what resonates with me so much with this community in particular.
Awesome. That's a wonderful story. Paco or the Doge or TriDog, if you have any questions, you can feel free to hop in. I do. It's funny, like all of our paths, like how we got here. It's always interesting, kind of teasing that out and thinking about it. And my first experience with Doge was very funny. There was this old IO game called Agar.io, where these like kind of blobs would basically, it's a multiplayer game. These blobs would go around and eating each other, and they would grow as they ate. And I noticed, and it was basically a free for all, like everyone's attacking everyone else. And then I started noticing that there were certain blobs that would have the Doge image, and then they would have Doge written on it, and they would never attack each other, and they'd like work together. And there's no communication system in this game. So everyone's communicating purely based on what is the image of your blob. And I saw these Doges, and I thought it was just so funny seeing them all working together and kind of teaming up and stuff like that. And then I switched my image to the Doge, and then those people stopped attacking me completely. And then we started working together, and I thought, wow, that's so fascinating. So yeah, I appreciate that story. Thank you for sharing that.
Oh my goodness, that's the coolest thing I've heard.
Yeah, it's pretty weird. I know. And then later, of course, like with like Dogecoin blowing up, it like definitely kind of reinvigorated the community. But then also, I think it kind of did. I agree. There was a level of toxicity that kind of got built up there, and that also was a pretty, for me, a little bit of a turnoff. So I feel like when I got introduced to the Doge NFT and the Dog Fam, it was like kind of rediscovering that experience all those years ago.
Yeah, it's so important. Like, at first, I caught myself doing that same thing. I was like, well, what can I contribute to maybe bring people together and remind people that, like, absurdity is certainly the way. And togetherness, just like you said, like, they immediately started working together. That's one of the funniest, most beautiful Doge stories I've ever heard.
That's great.
But
cool.
like that's what it's about. Like if we could do that in our daily lives just a little bit more often, the world could change quickly.
Yep.
So it's great to be to try to be like a representation of that, or to project that in my life more often.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Any other questions, Paco, Bubs, Tridog, Jai? Did I say that right? Is it J?
JL. It's like
JL.
The abbreviation's phonetic.
JL. I like it.
I'll just say like how I've kind of got introduced to Doge was, I guess I would consider myself a boomer when it comes to memes. Like I think I've been on Reddit since like 2008, which means that I've seen like the rise and fall of like Rage comics, and then like where it was just the memes in template form, where you had the Velociraptor and the ridiculously photogenic guy, and Bad Luck Brian and Good Guy Greg and all that. And then you could just see that like then as those were starting to like wind down a little bit, that's when like Doge started to take off, and it really did just start to kind of open up the I guess like the absurdity too, because I don't think there was really anything attached to Doge other than just having its picture and then just saying like such this and wow and much, and you're kind of taking like the most serious of subjects, or I don't know, like the most serious of issues, and then putting it into like Doge form. I don't know, it just kind of made it like it just softens the blow, or just shows like, oh, maybe you shouldn't have to take everything so seriously. So to actually like see like how Doge took off at the beginning, and then still being on Reddit, where then I've only kind of just known Dogecoin as funny dog coin good, and that's like kind of how the community was for a very long time, where it was just like good vibes, good memes, and just the tipping economy that they had too was like super cool, super cool. And I just feel like what you were just saying, either it was you or Julia, maybe both, were saying like it you kind of get the feeling of like being in the in Dog and Doge NFT is like what Dogecoin was like at the beginning, where it was like sharing memes, having like good times, good vibes, and we do have this tipping tool too in Discord, which has been really fun. So yeah, I'm kind of enjoying the sense that I wasn't as I didn't participate as much like when that like golden era of Dogecoin was there, and like somehow I was able to get a second chance at it. But
yeah, totally.
In completely different circumstances though, right? Where I think we all agree that when Elon says like the most entertaining outcome is the most likely, I think like Dogecoin as like a legitimate currency just is like the funniest thing that could happen, but also like makes some sense that like if if this whole world is built on memes in a sense, or just uh like how society views like value and I don't know, and just like productivity and and everything, that why couldn't Dogecoin be a legitimate currency. And so and so like now it feels like we have the responsibility to have people ask the same question for the meme itself, where like why shouldn't the Doge NFT be the most valuable piece of art in the world, or at least the most recognizable image in the world, which implies that more people know Doge than Mona Lisa. So I don't know, it feels like it's like a cool, like I don't know, it's just like resetting the clocks and having this mission, and just having again the second chance to be part of like a community, like bootstrapping a community that I don't know, just sees more than just like price. Like there's like a whole like ethos attached to it. And I mean, for anyone who's like talked with us for a long time, you already kind of know what our our vision of like the meme economy looks like, or like how people are going to be able to start to financially attach their I don't know, just be able to like to be financially attached to memes, which seems like Web3 is the perfect way of presenting that and able to like tokenize the internet. So I don't know. It just seems just anytime I talk like philosophy or like philosophically about this, like it always comes to like it makes me think that we're just still so early again, and Doge gets to again be the face of like the future of another digital asset. So
absolutely, yeah, very well said there. I agree with you completely. And I know it's exciting to think about, you know, because everything's moving so fast. You know, it's like I feel like a week in crypto is like a year in any other space. So it's like, can you imagine the trajectory that this has over the course of the next year or 2 years or 3 years? It's pretty phenomenal. You know, what's already been built in such a short amount of time. If you kind of extrapolate that out, it's going to be pretty amazing. So I'm super excited that you know, I got into the community when I did, and I'm super looking forward to the future too. So
yeah, man, yeah, same, yeah. I think you're right though, right? It just like with crypto. I mean, I was out for like 4 days, and I feel like I'm 3 months behind. But that's kind of how it happens. It's like it's a lot of like it's like a lot of building, and then it's like slow, and then it's slowly, and then suddenly, like it's then it's, you know, and then it just like goes like just the awareness and everything goes parabolic, and you know, over 24 hours, and it's like just
I love that, and I'll highlight two quick stories about like the NFT LA event and like how I feel like this kind of captures what we're doing here. So first is Chocorado. He's one of the listeners here in the space. Highly recommend following him. He's not even going to be at the LA event in person. And he single-handedly, in my opinion, like helped us with the swag orders, made sure the logistics are all set, made sure the designs of the super cool t-shirts we're going to be giving away. Like, so make sure you let us know so we hold one for you, because these t-shirts are sick. Like, he just went almost end to end and took care of it, drove it, and executed purely based on his passion for our community. And I feel like even though he's not going to be there physically, it's like that's his work and that's like his effort in like just in real life. Like, that's super cool. And the second one is like kind of the bark tank process. So if anyone isn't familiar, and maybe Paco, you could pin a tweet on the bark tank in the Twitter Spaces. But the bark tank is basically like a council or a community organization within the dog NFT community that basically helps fund really cool, really sick projects that are related to Doge, and also are going to have a big impact and are also going to be a lot of fun. So like, for example, getting the Doge McLaren out to LA, like when we were just saying it earlier, you know, drive the car, it just appears there. It's magic, right? The reality is we need to like organize that, ship it, get it there, make sure, you know, it's going to be in the right spot at the right time, make sure it's going to be at the coolest events, that type of stuff. And over the last 2 weeks, I just saw how like Julia and the Bark Tank Council kind of came together, planned really well, figured all these complex challenges together. And now we're going to be reaping those rewards. Like, I feel like sometimes in the crypto or DAO communities, people can say, well, it's so decentralized, they can't really do anything. They can't get anything done. And I feel like this is a direct challenge to that, showing how people can kind of come together online, not even requiring like physical face-to-face meetings necessarily, and just execute on these super fun, super cool projects. I think that's also just really rewarding to see. And it's also kind of a good signal to the world that we're serious about this and that we can actually make an impact. So that was another thing that I thought of as you were saying that, Bubba.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I feel like we're also kind of like turning over like a new leaf with this, with the whole like the centralization of our community too. and this was like our first, I want to say like our first major challenge in a sense that, you know, we've now kind of really formalized as a DAO by like splitting our treasury from, you know, from Pleaser DAO's holdings. So now we actually like have the community oversee the community fund and everything. So you have that, and then you add what was it like? Has it been like 10 people from all around the country, and even outside the country, put this together? You know, to be able to launch a party with like, you know, snacks, drinks, puppies, Doge Clarin, like, you know, shirts, you know,
Pizza.
I don't know, maybe pizza, maybe there maybe even a DJ. I don't even know. Like, so there's so many things that kind of happen. Like you put these ideas together, and then like they start to really like crystallize, I guess, in like the last few days. And then I'm just like really excited to see like um this being put together in a very decentralized way, and helping to fund it that way too. It's starting to really see like starting to show like people show people wrong that, you know, they think like DAOs are just a hot mess when when you know, I guess if you get the right people in place, it can be a lot of fun. So we definitely have a good core group. Big shout out to Chakarado for again doing a ton of the stuff and not even showing up. I think you know, I would assume that like his experience at ETH Denver showed like, oh, we got to keep doing this, you know, like we gotta, you know, it was too much fun, and like whatever like harbingers of like fun we can do to continue like doing it across the country, and then hopefully like overseas at some point. We're gonna just continue to do that, and like we're already thinking about again like how we can formalize what I guess I call dog out bags to, you know, people in what JL's experience, where, hey, I'm going to go to this like concert in Miami that will be like equipped enough to be able to send like a bunch of stuff to them, you know, to actually like put together like a pretty cool presence there. So like something maybe more than just a flag, but, you know, stickers, shirts, big heads. I don't know, mini billboards you can put around. Maybe again like a big piece of art, Doge art or something. I just feel like there's like I think that's our next thing is always like having a retro from each event that we do, and then fine tune it so that we can really decentralize these parties all around. So.
Totally.
So, yeah, just shout out for anyone who's like been willing to experiment now, because I think it's we're really fine tuning like a pretty cool process. So yeah, this is just a shout out to all these people. I appreciate you.
Totally. And I think that's a really good segue into kind of other rewards and sharing around Layer3 Bounties. So first, I'd be curious to hear, like, just for people that are maybe a little newer, like, what is a Layer3 Bounty? What does that mean? And then what are we doing to reward people that are engaging in our group and organization to kind of promote that?
Yeah. So, I mean, I feel like everyone's pretty familiar with bounties, right? It's just, you know, we put up a task and someone does it and they get paid in some fashion is basically like what a bounty is in essence. But Layer3 is a platform that lets you decentralize your bounties a little bit better. Makes it trustless and permissionless for the most part. Because they're still in beta, I think like when they go completely live, it may just be like completely trustless. But at this point, what Layer3 lets you do is you put up these tasks. You already fund the contest or task with with the currency or the token. So in this essence, like we already like preload the contest with Dog, and then depending on like what the task is and what we're asking, then we'll say like, oh, we're gonna choose like X amount of winners, like from 1 to, I don't know, 10, however many. But we choose we choose how many winners and for like how much dog that they'll be getting. And what they'll end up doing is then they will do the task and then they have to like show proof. So in this sense, they're not like going to me directly or our team directly. They'll take like the proof, whether it's a file upload, a tweet, or a video. They'll upload it to Layer3, which then lets the admin, which in this again in the sense is the Doge NFT team, to look over the tasks. And then if we deem that the task has been fulfilled sufficiently, we'll just hit like this looks good, and then the bounty hunter gets pinged again that they've like that the task has been accepted successfully, and then they can go claim the tokens that are like in escrow. So like all you need to do as like the submission is the content and then your ETH address, so that when you know if the bounty has been successfully done, then the dog should be able to go out of like the Layer3 escrow into the bounty hunter's ETH address, ETH wallet. So totally. It was really cool. Yeah. So we went from like alpha where we had to like get the Layer3 team to put these all together for us to now beta where we can actually put the bounties together ourselves and fund the wallet ourselves. So we've been doing some pretty wacky tasks. I don't know if anybody's like, I would highly suggest you go on to Layer3 and check it out. I think we probably have a tweet somewhere that maybe we can pin unless yeah, I think it's already there. Okay.
Yep.
So like wacky tasks as in, you'll see like some others are like pretty serious. Like for other projects, will be like put a blog post up about how our DeFi protocol works, and we're saying like explain dog to a normie, or do a Doge versus Mona Lisa meme, or do my favorite is show like put Doge in an art museum, like actually bring a printout of Doge, or like take a selfie at like at a fine art museum, or find a way that you can like sneak it somewhere. And we actually do have a submission of that, which is insane. So anyways, these have been really fun, and I would think that like the bounties are pretty hefty. I think some of them are paying out like almost $150 and dog. And I would think it's probably not extreme effort. I would say if you're good with like putting together a TikTok, or good with like video skills, there's some bounties that haven't even been claimed that you can go in and you try your hand in and make some dog pretty easily that way. And you also have to think like it's not only are you like lining your pockets, but giving extra content for our project to be able to send out. So it's just like, again, decentralizing our community involvement, impact, and again, you know, content and marketing curation. So I think this was like a really cool way to like bridge the gap as we start to hire for an in-house like chief marketing officer role. So I think we're always going to continue doing these bounties because they're just fun to do, and even just fun to make, and doesn't break the bank, so to speak, from our community fund. So I would think we would just continue doing this unless there's anything else that I've been like missing. But yeah, they're still live. There's a few that like pay out pretty well that don't have many submissions, so you have like a really good chance to get in, make something funny, and get paid in memes for memes. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. Add to that.
Oh, like, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, sorry. Saying like last night we stayed up until I don't know, maybe 3 a.m. and we've tried to mint our first pixel, And it was so much fun. Like, I think about all the things I do for work right now that are not necessarily fun. And this is a way that I love that you said get paid with memes to make memes. Like, it's absolutely beautiful. But the whole process is just enjoyable. Like, you actually get to do something fun. Fun has value again. It's all these great things culminating together. And then you're building up your decentralized community at the same time. Like, it's one of the neatest opportunities I think that's out there. And I know a lot of Web3 projects, and it's very rare that you find one that's focused on making sure everything is fun, including marketing and community opportunities.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I mean, it's helped that we have a good group of people who are pretty like crypto native that have been able to find these like pretty cool tools. And so I also feel like it's been kind of our responsibility to, you know, if we want to make like the Doge NFT feel very like Web3 native and Web3 inspired, that like everything around it should also feel that way too, in terms of like, again, formalizing our DAO, getting people to be like really comfortable with like trading on a DEX or connecting like their MetaMask to mint a pixel, or again like get paid in memes for memes for like Web3 bounties. It's just been a lot of fun, you know. It's like I would say like, you know, right now Doge NFT is a little bit more like Dog is just a little, it caters more to like the Ethereum crypto native crowd. But you know, I think we're getting into a place now that a lot of people are starting to get really comfortable with like working in that space, or you know, just participating in that space too. So I feel like, again, our responsibility is to make sure that if you're getting into smart contracts and like the Ethereum mainnet, like the world of using MetaMask and DEXs and all that, we hope to just be like uh, the best way to introduce you there. You know, since again everyone knows that that sometimes there's like a scary part of crypto, but you know we always want to make sure that like we want to greet you at the door, you know. So
totally agree on that. Yeah, so where go ahead, Julia.
I was just going to tag on to that and say, as far as onboarding goes, so Gary and I had fun last night, but we were only doing a tester so that tonight we could get on our Zoom room, which we'll share on Twitter later on today. I've been having to travel around town a bit. But so everyone can come on, see exactly what minting a pixel looks like, feel the rush with us, because I'm not going to lie, I was pretty excited last night when our first Doge Pixel was an eyebrow Doge Pixel. And I just think it's going to be a lot of fun. So that's the whole process as well. It's a great way to see like, okay, this is where we sign a transaction, or this is what this looks like, and this is safe, and this is, you know, things to be aware of is great. And then also to realize what the fun part of like minting an NFT is, because maybe that's a process people haven't done before. And it'd be good to do it as a community. So everyone's welcome to come join in. We'll post the link. I'm not sure about timing yet, but I imagine it'll be sometime around, you know, dinner time, Pacific time, a little later Eastern. But I think that that's part of what we do as well. Just like you said, it's great to onboard people into the Ethereum Web3 community in a way that's fun. It's definitely a lot more fun to learn that way.
Yeah, I'm glad you had such a great experience. Can I just ask if it was like hard at all? Like, did it seem pretty straightforward?
Oh yeah, there was nothing to it. The one thing, Gary had like a slight, I'm glad he's not in here right now, slight old man moment. Sorry, I had to check real quick. Is Brave browser. So if you're on Brave browser, they have a new wallet that they're using, and you have to go into your settings, and I think it's under preferences. Maybe this is an easy process to look up online, but you just have to turn off your crypto wallets, and that'll default to your MetaMask crypto wallet being the one that works with it. and that's when you can connect and start to mint. But it was like the click of a button, I would say, ease-wise, to do it once we had that set up. And if you're using something like Google Chrome, I doubt you're going to have any issues at all. So there's a few little like that would happen with any platform if you're working on Brave browser. Other than that, very easy, straightforward, funny as well. Like we were just like sitting there waiting, and you can kind of like feel your heartbeat beating a little bit fast, and when it pops up, it's just like this brown blob, and you're like, where is it? You know, it's like the best thing ever. I was like, Gary, that's your PFP right there.
Yeah. I can't believe you got an eyebrow pixel as your first one. That's incredibly lucky.
Yeah, that's super lucky, and that's like really cool. It's like almost like, wow, I wish that would have been the real run.
Oh yeah, well, you know, we got a decent amount, and I'm gonna let you know this. We're gonna mint all of it.
Whoa! Wow, that's awesome.
That's Really cool. We made the decision. Gary was like, this is our retirement plan. We're just going to mint a bunch of Doge NFTs. But it feels like the right thing to do. Like, the Doge means the world to us. If we're going to own anything, we want to own the Doge. So we're going to do that.
I was going to say, if you're going to be sitting on Dog for a very long time, there's no better way to then park it in the pixels, right? Because then it also lets you get to enjoy the ownership in it too. You get to like see the visual representation of your ownership, and
feel free to join on. And if you guys want to join on as well, like I said, I'll share the link, and you can feel free to talk more about like the staking process with people. But I thought that would be interesting to share and just see who pops in, because it's really fun, and then we'll record it as well, so it could be reused for the community if anyone's gonna miss it.
Yeah, Julia, where are you hosting this again?
Our DDP Zoom room.
Okay,
the Decentralized Dance Party. So it's technically bit.ly/virtual DDP is the link, but I'll post that on here. I have a hair appointment I'm about to go to, but right after that, I'm gonna post everything about it. So I would say in about 1 to 2 hours, we'll look for it, and we can. I'll ping you for retweets and everything, and I would love to see you guys in there, even for just a minute. Yep, it would be fun.
I would love to.
Let me know. I'd love to be there.
Yeah. I thought it'd be great.
If not, you know, I can't wait to just have a recording of it too, so that we can just show the rest of our community. It's almost like it's kind of like half tutorial, half reaction video, maybe.
Oh yeah, no, it definitely. So we planned for it to be a tutorial, but you just can't help yourself. Like even last night, it was just the two of us. It was like 3 a.m. We've been dealing with logistics like crazy all day. And I was just like, there's like the minting. It's just like a little circle.
Yeah. I was just thinking, you know, so there's some Twitch streamers out there that basically all they do is just
like I'm hoping for the couch. And by the way, Gary, his dream pixel is the little Doge and the frame in the back. So we'll see if it's in our favor.
I feel like that's what Paco is gunning for too.
Oh
He's gunning for the frame. I'm already part of the couch gang, like ×5. I've got like I'm representing the couch gang really hard.
I wanted to be in it with you. That's why. Ever since I heard about Couch Gang, I was like, man, I got to get in. How do I get into this club?
Oh, yeah. Only the
that and then the tail. Oh, man.
Oh, I mean, because it's like, what, barely visible, too? So.
Oh, it'd be good.
That's a good one.
Like, this is the fun stuff. Like, I don't know any other projects where I can talk about, like, I want and it'd be just like complete luck and fun to see if you do. And you can appreciate the value by making your pixel fun if you're into that sort of thing.
And I think that was like totally the idea behind it too, right? I was saying like there are like Twitch streamers out there that like their whole career is just based off of rolling for CS:GO skins. And I don't know. I just it would be really funny if like there was just a legit just Twitch stream of someone just rolling pixels. just minting pixels and trying to find like the most rare ones. It's like the new CS:GO skin.
Oh, definitely. Well, I have to run right now, but I will do some tweeting later to talk about like what time, and I'll share our link, or maybe make an Eventbrite that I can share on Twitter for everyone to join in on. And I look forward to seeing you guys later. And like I said, we'll do a recording of it if you can't make it, but you should definitely pop in and it'll be fun. We're just going to hang out and do this, mint a bunch of pixels. You can see what it's like. And most importantly, just have a good time. We'll talk a little bit about LA too.
Cool.
Awesome. Can't wait. We'll see you there.
That's awesome. Awesome.
Thanks for jumping on.
All right. So what's next? Do we have any other items we need to cover?
I think we can go pretty quick on a few other things. I didn't know if we
I like Zona deemed it the chief marketing officer. I don't think there's this particular like title or role level like it or experience level. It's more like we want someone who's, you know, been able to do like BD partnerships. In collaboration with the Layer3 Bounties, we want to, like, you know, reward the community to support, you know, have the community build the community first and foremost. And then, you know, we also want someone just to focus solely on this and have, you know, the metrics and reporting and the data driven approach